Now, today we are discussing about stress management, module 2, stages of stress. What is stress? It is different for everyone and seemingly intangible. So, what is it really? Basically, it is in any situation that causes a biological response in your body. You perceive a threat and your body responded by releasing hormones and other chemicals. It is different for everyone because our perception differ as well. 3 stages of stress to manage your health better. First is the alarm stage, second is the resistance stage, and third one is the exhaustion stage. Now we are taking the first stage, the alarm stage. The first stage of stress in the classic fight and flight or Fiji response, the body enters a state of hyperarousal as it is prepared to respond to a perceived threat. Note that the threat may not even be real. It could be imagined. Unlike our caveman ancestors who faced deadly threats like an attacking tiger, modern human face more subtle chronic stresses. Some of these stresses are future fears or past guilt. Nothing like a hungry tiger approaching your family. Therefore, many people respond to an upcoming test or looming deadlines and though their lives were at stake. The same way, they would respond to a tiger. Psychological changes including rapid heart rates, profuse sweating, cool skin, narrow vision, heightened senses, and tense muscles. This is the alarm stage. Second one is the resistance stage. Unlike the stressor or caveman ancestors faced, our stressors tend to linger for weeks and months and even years. Whether it is a demanding job, wild and crazy kids, or financial problems. Chronic stressors take a toll on the body, but the body is remarkably adaptable. It does its best to fight the good fight, even in the face of prolonged stress. During the resistance stage, the body tries to restore normal functioning. The parasympathetic nervous system, we can say relaxation response, kicks back on to stimulate key psychological processes like digestion. But remember, the stressor is still there. Even during this stage, there continue to be elevated levels of stress hormones circulating in the blood, wreaking havoc. Now, we are taking the third stage. This is the exhaustion stage. The resistance stage may last for several years. The length of time depends on the individual, the severity of stress, but at some point, when a person combats stress for too long, he or she becomes exhausted. At this point, the body has run out of resources and it can no longer handle the stressor. This stage is also known as burnout and it is a very dangerous. Chronic illness and diseases is a common feature of this stage, just like anxiety, depression, high blood pressure, cardiovascular disease, autoimmune disease, obesity, diabetes, and even cancer are some possible consequences of becoming exhausted. But how can stress trigger diseases? Hormones communicate with immune cells, and high level of stress hormones kick the immune system into overdrive, causing inflammation. Short-term stress jump-started the immune system, giving it a boost, but long-term stress leads to chronic inflammation, which ultimately exhausted the immune system. It is no longer able to adequately address internal and external threats to well-being. So chronic disease takes hold. This is the, we can say, the exhaustion stage. Now, you know all about the stages of stress and how it affects us. So how do we deal with it? Now, we are discussing some points. How do we deal with us? There are some points, those we are covered today. Become more mindful, take note, exercise, eat well and get some sleep, avoid drugs and alcohol, and last, talk to someone. First point, become more mindful. It may sound counterproductive to think more about stress and it causes, but avoidance will only lead to everything eventually boiling over. The more you push thoughts and feelings down without processing them, the more continual stress you put on yourself. So practice being mindful through meditation and learning breathing techniques to help you slow down and calm down and organize the thoughts swarming in your head. Second, take note. As you become more mindful, you might start to notice patterns in your stress. Maybe you are more anxious and irritable at a certain time today. What's going on at that time? That could be contributing to your stress. Or was there an event that took place after which you noticed more to these harmful stress symptoms? Writing down or generalizing thoughts and feeling at the end of your day or even at the moment can help you achieve better self-awareness and more insight into what might be causing your stress. And that knowledge is important in helping you to get a handle on it. You just take a note and you can watch seriously and make it in written down so you can think about that, how the stress is going on. Exercise, walking, yoga, and really any form of movement that gets your body going can be helpful in tackling stress. It can keep your body strong so that when stress hits, it doesn't take such a hard hit, but it can also release those feel good endorphins. Just be sure not to push yourself too hard and wear your body out. Eat well and get some sleep, like exercise, nourishing food, and restful sleep help your body be at its best and more likely to handle the stress you take on. Any sleep or food deprivation, it means or excess, make you feel tired, loopy, and irritable. Avoid drugs and alcohol. Much like how exercise, eating right, and sleeping well are helpful, drug and alcohol are harmful. This includes caffeine and nicotine. While it seems obvious that these things are bad for you, it is important to remember what they weaken your immune system and those leaves you more prone to experiencing stress very negatively. Also, caffeine and nicotine are stimulants and will increase your anxiety and stress exponentially. Next, talk to someone. While it is obviously possible to take on all of these tips alone and deal with it yourself, why not enlist the help of an expert. Within the help of an online counselor, you can work together to come up with a plan to prevent exhaustion. Or if you have already reached exhaustion and are suffering from a chronic disease, you can learn how to manage better stress going forward. Talk to an online therapist today to develop coping skills and strategies to combat the insidious effects of stress. This is the some points we already been discussed. कि how do we deal with the different stages of stress? Now we are discussing sign of stress at workplace. Mental tension is supplanting muscular fatigue as the chief complaint of workers in newly automated factories. According to a recent study by Yale University, new machines have eliminated drudgery, but the strain of watching and controlling them is said to make workers jumpy. Jobs are physically easier, but the workers now take home worries instead of an aching back home bigot. New York Times, the workplace has become a high stress environment in many organizations cutting across industries. Employees are experiencing high level of stress due to various factors such as high workload, tight deadlines, high target, type of work, lack of job satisfaction, long working hours, pressures to perform, etc. If we are talking interpersonal conflicts at the workplace such as boss-subordinate relationships and relationship with peers are also a source of stress. Job stress can be defined as the harmful physical and emotional responses that occur within an individual when the requirements of the job do not match the capabilities, resources, or needs of the worker. Job stress should not be confused with challenges with and rises as psychological, and physically motivate us to learn new skills and gives a lot of satisfaction when the challenges is met. Whereas in job stress, the challenges transforms into job demands that cannot be met, turning relaxation to exhaustion and the sense of satisfaction into feeling of stress. Some studies even suggested a relationship between stressful working condition and suicide, cancer, ulcer, and impaired immune function. Healthcare expenditures are much greater for workers who report high level of stress. In recent decade, researchers have studied the relationship between job stress and physical illness. Examples include sleep disturbances, upset stomach, and headache, as well as compromised relationship with family and the friends. This is some of the signs we have discussion. There are many other symptoms of stress at workplace. The other symptoms includes headache, high blood pressure, indigestion, insomnia, irritability, depression, short attention span, loss of appetite, procrastination, increased use of alcohol and drugs, and last is poor job performance. These signs are easy to recognize, but the effects of stress on chronic disease are less obvious because these elements develop over time and can be caused by many different factors. However, data is beginning to show that stress plays an important role in any common but serious health problems. According to the Journal of occupational and environmental medicine, healthcare costs are nearly 50% higher for workers who report high level of stress. Due to this, the following are some of the long-term negative effects due to stress. First is cardiovascular disease. Psychologically demanding jobs that gives employers little control over work processes increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. According to the Encyclopedia or Occupational Health and Safety. Second is musculoskeletal disorder. It is believed the stress increases the risk of back and upper extremity musculoskeletal disorders. Third is psychological disorder. Several studies suggested that difference in mental health problem for various occupations are due to differences in job stress level. Such problems include depression and burnout. Workplace injury. There is also a concern the stressful working condition can interfere with safety practices and increase the risk of injury at work. Suicide, cancer, ulcer, and immune function. Some studies suggested that there is a relationship between workplace stress and these health problems, but more research is needed to draw firm conclusions. Now we are discussing managing stress and conflicts at workplace. Stress at workplace is a common feature and majority people experience it. Some jobs are associated with stress. Some person holding these jobs come under stress and suffer from the consequences. According to Kreider, Goethals, Solomon, stress is a pattern of disruptive psychological and physiological functioning that occur when an environmental event is appraised as a threat to important goals and one's ability to cope. From a psychological point of view, stress may be defined as any state during which the body tends to mobilize its resources and utilize more energy than it ordinarily would. Any event in the environment may cause stress. If the same is perceived as threatening, any event may cause stress. It is not certain that the specific event are the causes of stress. Sometimes an event may cause stress, but the same event may not cause stress some other time. The stress leads to psychological and physiological changes such as changes in heart rate, skin resistance, respiration, blood pressure, and endocrine activities. These changes will deviate a person from normal performance. These changes are known as stress response. The changes often lead to anxiety and fatigue. A moderate level of stress may have positive effects, and person may work harder and for long hours, but a low level of stress may have negative effects and adversely affect the performance of the employee. Stress at workplace has become an important topic of study of organizational behavior. You can also read this topic or associate with the subject of organizational behavior. It has become important for effective practice of human resource management for employees. I am again repeating, it has psychological and physiological effects on both employees and managers, both affecting their health and performance at work. It is a major cause of absenteeism and poor employee turnover. Employee under stress may cause safety problems to fellow employees, specifically when he is handling dangerous machines and equipments. It makes an employee nervous and may lose temper. It makes an employee non-cooperative in nature. It may affect any member of the organization, whether he or she is a worker, manager, old and young both. If stress is not always negative, any event causing stress result into an action from person under stress. This action may also result into positive performance. Causes of stress. Stressors, the word coined for causes of stress. Any situation, any event can be a potential cause of stress. The cause of stress vary from person to person and situation to situation. So to say, the cause of stress are relative to person, time and situation. They are the following are the cause of stress or stressors. We are discussing 2 points. One is organizational causes. Second one is group level causes. First, we are discussing organizational causes. What are the causes in organization? They give the stress. The organizational causes include the organizational structure, managerial leadership, rules and regulation, extent of centralization and decentralizations, type of communication, delegation of power, number of employees in a room or hall working together, etc. are the potential causes of stress at the organization level. Organization structure define authority, responsibility, relationship and decision making process. Excessive nature of centralization decisions and allowing participation of employees in decision making process causes stress. Second, group level causes. At workplace, human beings are social animals. They live in a groups. The group ideology holds good at workplace also. Employees have to work in groups. Certain jobs demand teamwork. Employees' behavior is influenced by group. The group is also a potential cause of stress where there is a lack of cohesiveness and social support. Working together in group is essential at lower level of the organization. Lack of this is a cause of stress. Workers, when they work together and in group, they develop social relationship at the workplace. They get support from each other. Lack of social support become a cause of stress. The conflicts between groups also are a cause of stress because interdepartment or intergroup conflicts increase the burden of work and cause stress. We are completing the topic stages of the stress. Thank you very much.